Okay, to start your value scribble, you're basically just gonna scribble a line. Be careful though, you don't want a million teeny tiny little pieces in there. You wanna make sure your pieces are slightly large. So that's all you're doing. You're drawing some scribbly lines, kind of no way to mess it up. Now what I'm doing is I'm rounding off my corners. So wherever I have two lines intersecting, I'm making this like little upside down U, or not upside down, it's just a U shape, kind of a U shape, and I'm filling it in because it's gonna make my drawing look more interesting. So every time my lines connect with each other or cross over with each other, I'm making that little U shape in the corner and coloring it in. And then my Sharpie was not working great, so I go back over my lines to darken them up because I want my project to look nice. So you're just going to keep seeing me do that same thing where I'm making that U shape where my lines cross. Don't make it too complicated. Instead of it being a sharper line, we're just making it kind of rounder. It's very relaxing when you do it, as long as you don't stress out over it. If you stress out over it, it's not going to be very relaxing. And then once again, I'm just darkening up those lines. So if you get a Sharpie that was kind of like mine, if you just go over those lines again, it's going to look nice and dark. And that's the look we are going for. Now I'm going to start shading each one of those sections a different value. Remember, when you're shading, you want to hold your pencil on its side so you get those smooth lines. You do not want to hold your pencil the way you normally do, or straight up and down. It's really on its side. And for this one, I'm starting dark and then I'm lightening my pressure so it starts to get lighter as I go. You choose how you want to fill in your little scribble. All I want to see is that you are using different values as you go. So you're going to see here in just a second. There we go. I start on the other end, so I'm going from dark to light on each end. So there I am, starting dark, and I'm going to lighten it up. And then when I get to the middle, I'm actually going to leave that area white, and I'm going to take my blending stump, and I'm going to use the leftover graphite on it to fill in that white part, just a really light value. So there I am trying to show you how I have some graphite on my blending stump that I'm going to use for the middle. Not that you can see much right now. And there, that little spot there, I just used the leftover graphite on the blending stump, and I just use that instead of my pencil to color in that little spot there. And since that one's really light, I kind of want to do a really dark value next to it so they stand out a little bit more. If you have opposites next to each other, they're going to stand out a little bit more. This one, I decided I just wanted to do one value in that little space. I didn't want to do light to dark or dark to light. So I just did one value. And then this one, I'm kind of doing the opposite of the first one I did. I'm starting, oh, never mind, I'm doing dark at the top, and then I lighten the pressure of the pencil as I go down. So this one, I'm going from dark to light. So there's kind of three different ways you can do this. You can go dark to light, you can go light to dark, or you can just do one value in each of the box. Your goal is to have as many different values of gray that you can have. So I want you shooting for at least 5 values of gray in your whole drawing. This is the one where I start in the middle now, and I'm going dark, and on the edges I start to lighten it up. Once again, notice how I'm holding the pencil. I'm holding it on its side. If you don't hold it on the side, you're not going to be as successful. It's going to be more challenging and you're more likely to get frustrated. So make sure you're holding your pencil on the side. And then I'm going to take my blending stump, and that's what gives it that smoother kind of effect. You could use your finger, you could use a paper towel, but we have blending stumps, so use a blending stump. Unless for some reason you're at home and you're doing this, you can use a finger or a paper towel. Either one of those things will work.